Bark, 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 bark. Hey, it's time for the podcast show with Tree. Hey, where's everybody at there? Hey, let's see here. Where we at? Hello, how y'all doing? Happy 4th of July. Yes, we're here live on the 4th of July. Why? Because last Friday, my Wi-Fi went out. So I couldn't do my show. I tried, but I couldn't do it. So, hey, off with the chicken, on with the hat. So we're gonna go ahead and have my guest from Friday back on today. He's supposed to be coming on any second now. He's running a little bit late, but I'm sure he'll be on shortly. I tried to do my chickens here on a live screen. I washed off the window this morning, but the humidity is so bad around here. We actually got rain last night. I got about 9/10 of an inch of rain. I was surprised. You can see the chickens in my chicken tunnels moving around right there. Sun's out. It's going to be a hot scorcher today with humidity. But yeah, there they are going through the chicken tunnels. They love those chicken tunnels. I move those every other day so they get over green grass and fresh bugs and everything, and make for better eggs and save me money on feed. Yeah, yep. So we're going to have on the EGGspert from Wabash Feed and Garden in Houston, over on North Shepherd. His name's John Berry. He was on last Friday with me, and of course the Wi-Fi went out during the deal and it knocked us off. So we're back live today. Hopefully, he said he'd be bound on at 10. It's 2 minutes after 10. I'm not going to hold it against him, but it is 4th of July. He's coming in on his own time. He's off today, and he has nothing to do but I guess clean his apartment. Yep, there he is now. Hey, let's bring him on real quick. Hey, there he is. Hey, John, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. We went ahead and started up without you.
Can you?
Oh yeah, I can hear you just fine. We've already gone live and started it up already. Yeah, so I was telling them that we Wi-Fi went out on me last Friday, and had a great podcast, and it wasn't recorded. So we're going to try it again today since we have nothing else to do today, right? Yeah. So can you hear me okay? John, can you hear me?
Hang on, I'm getting an error message on my end.
Yeah.
Well, you're breaking up a little bit.
Huh. You have anything on the background? You have a TV on or anything in the background? Are you on a cell phone?
No, I don't.
Are you using a cell phone?
No, I'm on my laptop.
On your laptop? Okay. Yeah, it could be
on my laptop on my home internet.
Okay.
With good.
Yeah. Hey, you're breaking up over here too. Let me see.
I don't know what's going on. Tell you what, I'm gonna log out, and
I just got a better connection on you
again.
Hey, no, I got a better connection on you all of a sudden. Yeah, hold on. Well, I had a better connection on them. They disappeared. Let's see if we can get them back on again. If you haven't been to Wabash Feed in Houston, Texas, it's a heck of a neat little store. It's a original, home and garden store. Feed store. Got a little bit of everything in it. So let's see if we can get them back on again. Let me shut this one off. Come on, John. Come on. So I got my poultry netting up this week, and I got my big coop number 3 out. I call my jailhouse rock coop. That contains all my barred rock chickens. I've got Wyandottes in there as well, but I got that out in the front pasture, and I got poultry netting up around them, and I released them out finally to free range, and they're loving it. But I got one chicken that keeps flying over the net, and she can't get back over. So I got to pick her back up, put her back in. Other than that, they're loving it. They get out in the morning and they just fly all around the inside of the net. They're getting their wings, it's really funny, but they're loving it. So every week I'm going to move it. I think it'll go for about a week, and then I'm going to move the whole thing and the net and all, and just do kind of a circle around the front there. And then I've got a sprinkler head out there, water the grass every night. So I make sure they have nice green grass to eat, and it keeps growing. Get all that great poop on my grass out there to help fertilize it, But they are loving it. I got some pictures of it. I'll bring it up. Let me see if I can do it real quick while waiting on John to come back. There it is right there next to my flag. I added some extra flags to their coop. My patriotic poultry. And there's Bailey inside there with them as well. Bailey's hanging out inside with them. Oh, she's loving it. She loves her chickens. But yeah. So Bailey learned about the poultry netting the other day. It was funny. Well, not really funny. I felt bad for her. She hit that with her nose and she jumped and yelped, and she didn't like that too much. But she's not afraid of the net now. She stays away from it. She doesn't touch it. There's a little gate I can remove to get inside to work with the chicken. She follows me in there, and she just sits and watches the chicken or lays down in there with them, and they just peck around her like nothing, So, come on, John. It worked. Come on. So, yeah. So, how many of y'all eat a banana every day? I do. And I notice this when I throw the peels in my trash can, in no time I've got bugs in there flying around the banana peels. So I no longer put them on my trash can. I put them in my freezer. And once a week I pull them all out of the freezer, 5 banana peels, and I'll usually take another banana and I'll throw it in there too. And I chop up all the banana peels, and I chop up a banana, and I get some cheapy frozen peas, and I put them in dishes, and I give them to my chickens. They love the banana peels. And they're frozen, so it helps keep them cooler and everything. And they love eating the banana peel. It's a great frozen treat for them. So it's not like I'm going out buying food for them. It's a banana peel, I eat a banana every day. So it's a good thing. There he is again. Let's see if we can bring him back.
I get a little better reception in this room, but it's a little darker. So let's try this one.
It looks good. It sounds good. I got full green bars on you, which is good.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I hear you real good. So we're back with John Berry. He's the chicken EGGspert from Wabash Feed and Garden. What's the address over there, Wabash Feed and Garden?
4537 North Shepherd Drive, just a couple of blocks north of Cross Timbers on Shepherd.
And they've been in that location for 7 years. And prior to that, they were down off of Washington Avenue.
Yes, sir. 5701 Washington for about 26 years.
Yeah, so they've been in Houston a long time, and then they were in another location before that, but we don't have to go over that. But
for forever, it's it hadn't always been called Wabash, but there's been a continuous lineage of the business for, close to 100 years at this point.
Oh, that's awesome. That is. So how long you been with Wabash?
I've been at Wabash 12 years.
And how long you been doing with chickens?
12 years.
12 years.
Everything I know from chickens, I learned at Wabash. So
yeah. So that's great. So I know Debbie, the owner. Should she have her own chickens at home, or just
Betty, the owner? Betty Hacker is the owner. Yeah, she does. She has about I think she's got 3 coops right now of her own laying hens.
Oh, great.
Mixed flock. She got a real good looking pole now.
Yeah.
A lot of Easter eggers, a lot of chocolate eggers.
Great. Does she live in the Houston area?
Too far from the store. She's in Garden Oaks resident.
Okay, great. Yeah, cool. So that's where all the chicken comes from. Oh, what kind of stuff do you sell in the store?
Say that again.
What kind of chickens y'all sell in the store? I know y'all have chickens in stock. What do y'all sell?
Well, for adult hens, the same production reds as everybody else. You know, we have them all the time, barring unforeseen circumstance. A revolving door of breeds when it comes to chicks. We get chicks every 2 weeks. A lot of Easter eggs. There's a lot of barred Rostrelorp, Brahmas. Police. We brought in a few breeds. We tried one out from Ideal Poultry called an Arctic Blue Egger. I think you and I were talking about those, and I don't remember.
Those were beautiful.
Do you have any experience with those? I didn't recall if you did.
No, I don't. I have cream leg bars. I don't have the Arctic. I looked into those and I was like, man, I wish I'd gotten one, but I'm so loaded up with birds. And I took on 18 barred rocks for 2 friends that I was raising for them. And they said they'd get them right before they start laying, and they changed their mind. So I'm like, 18 birds too many. So I've been selling some, and to make room for them and so forth. But until I get rid of some birds, I really don't have the room, because I still have about 15 birds in my brooder that are going to have to go into coops soon. Yeah. I have white leghorns, and I've got partridge rocks and some
Those
more.
Are pretty. Those partridge rocks.
Yeah, I love all the barred rocks. So I've got barred rocks. I've got the grays, and I got the blacks, and then I've got the Plymouth rock, the blue Plymouth rock, and I've got the sapphire, the partridge rocks, and then sapphire gems, which is what you get from a barred rock rooster and a blue Plymouth.
Oh, I bet that's pretty.
Yeah. So, yeah, not many people have those. And actually, there's a hatchery that has a name trademark for sapphire gem. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of always been like that. It's like, like production reds. Are there production reds at one place? They're red stars at another, red comets. That, depends on who's making them.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody's got their hand in it somewhere. So you'll have a large stock of feeds, I know. Let me get a picture of that up.
Yeah, we have 3 lines. What you're looking at there, the main stuff is MG feed from Weimar, Texas, local boys.
Oh yeah.
And we have a complete line of poultry feed, plus a little bit of horse, a little bit of rabbit, a little bit of hog pellet, sheep, goat. And we also have a soy-free non-GMO line from Micabee Feeds. Well, it's milled by Micabee Feeds, called H&H Feed. And a limited representation of New Country Organic from Lubbock. We carry their layer and their scratch.
Now I'm just showing off pictures of your coops in the back where you keep all your chickens for sale. Very clean facility. It doesn't smell. You don't smell urine when you go inside there. You don't smell ammonia. Very clean facility. Very nice store. Very well kept. It's a very
well. The guys who take care of those chickens, I think, do a great job.
Yeah, they do,
keeping them up.
Yep. So yeah, it just doesn't look like it just looks like a good place to buy chickens, Yeah.
Well, that's the goal.
Yeah. So that's awesome. Yeah, I like this store. It's a really neat store. A lot to look at, and plus, it's just not. They have dog food, dog supplies, dog toys. Sometimes they even have some rescue puppies in there for sale. Or something.
Yeah, we rescued a few puppies. We get kitties. Same thing.
Yeah.
Homeless kitties that need a home.
Yeah, and bunch of household decorations and stuff like that, and of course Bailey's Brew coffee and my coffee. Yeah.
That's right. That's right. We also have a large garden center. Large for a feed store. We're primarily an edible plant nursery. We have a great selection of heirloom varieties, tomatoes, peppers, that sort of thing, vegetables, herbs, fruit trees.
That's awesome. And then something I discovered last time I was there was they rent out honeybee equipment, correct?
A honey extractor.
Yeah.
Which is a machine you use it to harvest honey from beehives, and they are they're fairly expensive for the, somebody that's just got a couple of beehives. Not really worth it for them to purchase their own. So we have one that we make available for rent
Well, that's awesome.
for beekeepers who.
And then you sell the equipment as well for honeybees. So if you want to get into that,
Yeah, oh yeah.
yeah,
But
that's
the
really
bees
good.
pretty much.
Yeah, I'm sure you can find a supplier for those too.
Yeah, there's a few around.
Oh yeah. So yeah, I've got some down the road from me. They wanted to see if they could put some hives on my property, and I was like, no, I kind of got allergic allergy to bees things.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so
that's unfortunate.
yeah, I know. And you know something?
Well, you might not ever know they were there.
Yeah. So I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah, well, that's not an allergy to mess around with. That
No,
bee
uh-uh.
allergy.
No, not at all. So how y'all enjoying this hot weather?
Not enjoying it one little bit. Not one little bit.
Me neither. I've lost 2 birds to it. And one of them, I was so sad to lose her. She was my New Hampshire, and she threw every time she laid an egg, it was a oversized egg, and it was a double yolk every time.
Oh wow!
And
Those double yolk eggs are worth it, man. They're good.
I know, and that was I always saved them for myself to eat because they were so big.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that saddened me quite a bit, and it's just I think about her all the time because of it, and oh. Yeah, great big old egg. Yeah, I went from quite a few eggs to I'm averaging about a half a dozen to half a dozen, eight eggs a day because of this heat.
Well, yeah, hot as it is, they're not eating enough to lay. They're spending all their body's energy keeping cool.
Yeah. So I was saying that I eat a banana every day, and I notice when I throw the banana peel in my trash can, in no time I have bugs in my trash can because of the banana peel. So I take my banana peel every time I get done eating a banana and throw it in my freezer. And at the end of the week, I take the banana peels out and I chop them up and I give them to my chickens. They love them.
They eat the peel.
They eat the peel. They love the frozen peels.
Huh.
Yeah, and there's something in banana peels actually that's good for chickens too. They say, yeah, they go nuts. But I actually add more to it. I add chopped up cucumber, and I'll put some frozen peas in it. They love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh sure.
Once a week they do that. Once a week they get watermelon. And then once a week, I'll do some spinach for them as well. Yeah, I don't want to overdo the spinach because sometimes you give them too much spinach, it's bad for them, supposedly. Yeah.
Well, they get a lot of greens. They can get sauerkraut sometimes from that.
Yeah.
For sure. It's got plenty of calcium though in spinach.
Yeah. So, have y'all dealt with the fowl pox in your store and your chickens?
It hasn't been bad this year. We do a couple of things to keep the mosquitoes down, just in general. We use cedar oil spray on the grounds, but in particular around the chicken area to help to repel them. And we use a trap called the Spartan Mosquito Eradicator.
Yeah, I have those myself.
I was gonna say if you're not familiar with them, they're worth it, but you got to get them out there. They work best when you put them out early in the season.
Yeah.
And as long as you can keep the mosquitoes off and you have good air circulation and there's no dead spots in the air movement. Yeah, I mean, there's mosquitoes. You're going to get fowl pox, but we've had pretty good success with what we've done.
So I did a little test on my Rhode Island Reds, my New Hampshires got slammed with the fowl pox.
Mm-hmm.
All my other chickens are fine. I think it's because they have better ventilation in the other coops than this one. And I have fans in the big coop and so forth, but they all got the fowl pox, and it looked horrible on them. I felt horrible.
Yeah, it's gross.
It is. So I was going to use the betadine solution on them, which is some messy stuff to deal with, But
yeah,
I was reading about everyone using Colgate cavity protection toothpaste.
Okay.
So I tested it. It works.
All right.
It does work. So I had all these chickens, and they had all their combs were white because of all the toothpaste. And let me tell you, it was messy putting it on. I had toothpaste all over myself. They were shaking their heads, getting it all over me and everything. but it works. I mean, Roosty my rooster, he's got this big, beautiful red comb on his head, and I hated for him to get it, and I put it on him, and it says within 7 days it clears up, and it's been 6 days, and he looks beautiful.
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
that's good to know. I usually send people down to the pharmacy we use Campho-Phenique,
Yeah.
which is, I guess it's getting old timey because young people don't know what I'm talking about when I say it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's been our solution. But toothpaste, good to know. Is it specifically cavity protection toothpaste?
That's what a couple of people have said, so that's what I use, and it seems to be working fine. Yeah.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. It's funny. Yeah, this morning all my windows in the morning they fogged up from the air conditioning in the house, so I went to turn on my camera for the chickens, a live camera, and
Hmm.
it was all fogged up. So let me see if I can bring it back up again. Yeah, there it is right there. My chickens and the chicken tunnels.
I love those tunnels, man. Those are cool.
It's really neat. Is I don't know if you see the little rainbow color tube by my coop there,
Hmm.
to the left there of the picture. That is there's my big coop. That's so I can move the tunnels around real easily because it flexes. And they walk through that
Hmm.
tunnel like nothing. It took them a while to get used to it, but I just threw some scratch through there and they'd go through it and so forth. But that allows me to move the tunnels. And then the tunnels are attached to that cube. I have a 4x4 cube right there that's all open air, and there's some perches in there. And then the roof is Coroplast plastic. And it dips down in the middle and it's got a hole in the middle of it. So it drains water, but it just drips water. So I can go out there during the day and spray ice cold water on top of it, and it just drips ice cold water down below into the dirt, and the chickens go nuts over. They love it. Yeah. So, and that I move that every time I move my tunnels. That cube moves. That cube moves around as well. So, and then all the grass in that area where that chicken tunnel is above my septic system. So the grass is real green through there,
Hmm.
and it grows fast. I mean, I can within 4 days it's sprouting back up again. So
That's great.
by the time they get back over it, they've got green grass again. Yeah. No.
That's pastured poultry management right there.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's great.
Harvey Ussery, he'd be proud of you.
Who?
No, he's not the guy. Joel Salatin is the pastured
Oh
poultry guy.
yeah.
You know
Yeah.
about him?
Yeah, I do. I do. I do.
The other one, Harvey Ussery, he wrote for Backyard Chicken Magazine a little bit.
Uh-huh.
If you know that publication.
Yeah, yeah.
But he wrote a few books about raising birds for on improved pasture as
Uh-huh.
well.
I looked at those chicken tractors that Joel built and so forth, and I'm like, I'm disabled. I'm 6'8", I weigh 350 pounds, and it's not, to get inside those chicken tractors, to repair them underneath there and everything, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So I built my tractor. I have my chicken coops on wheels that I move around, but I can get inside of them easily and fix things.
Yeah.
And there's room.
Listen, if you're going to build a chicken coop, you better build a chicken coop that you can walk into standing up.
Yeah, yeah.
That is required as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. I mean, here's my big coop right here. That's a stationary one. It has chicken tunnels attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
I can walk inside there real easily. But then here's my chicken tractors. I can move around on the wheels. I have to bend over, but I can get inside of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But those I move every day, so they're always over fresh grass and so forth. Yeah. And they're well ventilated. And here's a bigger one, the new one I just built. It's real big. And that one, I have to use my lawn tractor to move it. It's quite large. But then again, it also holds almost 40 birds.
Ooh, that's not bad.
No, So, and then all those birds are free ranging now in my front pasture. I have, I'll show you pictures here. I've got poultry netting up now. I've got in the front there, and there's a better picture of it.
Nice.
They love it. And there's Bailey inside there with them. Yeah. So I'm putting in all new camera system. I got all new outdoor Wi-Fi cameras I'm putting in,
Hmm.
and I'll be able to watch this whole area. And then this coop and this fence area, I'm going to move it every week, so they don't eat out all the grass.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Cool.
and then I've got a sprinkler system that it'll hit all the areas of grass. Yeah,
So has that reduced your feed usage on those birds?
big time,
Yeah,
big time. And it's a better tasting egg now.
sure. Yeah, I believe that.
It is. It's a lot better tasting egg. And then come this fall, I'm going to go ahead and plant oats out
Hmm.
there for them, so that I can, and so I'll probably add ryegrass and some clover inside of it as well. So I'll have a winter blend for them, and maybe even put in some winter wheat for them as well.
There used to be it was like a plot mix, but it was specifically for pastured hens. Um, New Country made it. I don't know if they still do, but you might look into that. And
I
it was
found,
a big mixture of seeds of all types.
yeah, I found some online. I saw that for mainly for egg laying hens and so forth that you can plant.
Hmm.
Yeah, I did see that, but um, yeah, I'll see that. Yeah. But oats are easy to plant and they're cheap. And the
Sure.
hen
Yeah.
the hen feed I saw online, for the little bitty bag, it was like, like $30 for this little tiny bag. I'm like, well, for $30, I can get a 50-pound sack of oats.
$30, I think you can get two 50-pound sacks of oats.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, really? Yeah. So I figured I'd just do my own little mixture of something. Yeah. So it's neat is I got a little chain link fence between my backyard and front pasture, and I've got sunflowers going along that fence line.
Hmm.
So I'll have some extra speed for them this year. Yeah,
Wow, that's good.
yeah. So my window's finally clear.
Well, we do a little bit of that kind of pasture stuff. We got ryegrass, we got oats, we got clover, which is good for hens. But I also sell people a bunch of we have bulk vegetable seeds, and so if you're seeding for the fall, any of your brassicas are good, like mustards, collards, kale. All of those are great greens for them. They'll grow like crazy in the fall, mustards especially. And there's so much sulfur in mustards that it keeps the mites down too.
Really?
Yeah.
So do you have to plant that in a garden situation, or you can just throw it out in the pasture?
You could. Well, of course, if you're just sowing out in the pasture, you're going to get a little bit lower germination, but they'll grow out
Hmm.
there in the right. See, they won't grow now. Nothing will grow now, but around September, October.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. So I'm gonna kind of tear up the ground and put some stuff on it. So yeah. So what are you doing today?
Uh, I'm not working at Wabash today,
You
but
open today?
I'm. Oh yeah, yeah. I work on the weekends mostly, and I've got a couple of days off during the week. So I got to figure out what to do with myself in absence of chickens
Yeah, yeah,
and chicken handling employees.
yeah. Oh yeah. I stay so busy out here with the chickens. I come in and every night at about 9 o'clock at night and eat my dinner 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, or sometimes I'll
Hmm.
I'll go inside early, eat dinner, and go back outside after dinner. So, which is probably better for me anyway. But yeah, I stay so busy out.
Yeah, there's always something to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I got plenty to do out here. So, well, that's good. So, oh, here, let me see if I got this photo here. Uh, so, what do y'all sell for flies?
For flies, well, we got that. I mean, same as everybody, we got those fly traps. The one we sell is from Star Bar. Same idea as
Yeah,
that, a little
yeah.
bit different in appearance. And you catch every fly in the neighborhood with
Oh, I
them.
know, and they smell like
Um, yeah,
yeah,
smell like 1,000 dead bodies. It's
yeah.
terrible.
I know.
Um, we use also as far as a product we sell, the other thing that we have that works great for animal enclosures is the PDZ, the zeolite granule. You
No,
familiar
I'm
with
not.
that? It's for horse stalls, really, is how it's usually marketed. But it's just it's a mineral, zeolite. It's usually marketed under the name PDZ or sweet PDZ. For poultry, they call it Coop Refresh, but buy the horse one, because the horse one comes in a 40-pound bag and the chicken one comes in a 10-pound bag, and they're about the same price. But it's just it's a porous mineral and it absorbs odors, so it helps to dry animal areas and to keep the odors down.
And you sell this at the store?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
And have it, but we have it as well. And as far as something to sell, but works really well, I believe we spoke of it before. EM1.
Yeah.
Which is it's a bacterial product. It's lactobacillus bacteria cultures, and it comes in a concentrate and you dilute it and you make a spray. It's very safe to use. I could drink it. Your chickens could drink it. No ill effects. Kind of smells like yogurt. And we spray that in the coops. We do it daily when it's hot, as it is now. It keeps the odors down, keeps the flies down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's awesome. It's a great product. But I don't have a wholesaler for it. I don't know if there is a wholesaler for it, so I can't get it wholesale. It's not really worth it for me to sell it to you. But I do recommend it to everybody, and it's easily available. You can order it from its manufacturer, Terraganics, or I'm sure you can get it just like everything else on Amazon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm surprised they're not selling chickens on Amazon yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, right. So, what kind of coffee are you drinking this morning?
I'm cheating on you. I got this from Slowpokes.
Oh my Lord! It's all right.
Somehow I don't have a coffee pot at home.
You know, I have a Keurig and I use a refillable Keurig cups because K-cups are the biggest waste of money ever.
I tell you, man, waste of money. And boy, can you imagine all the plastic cups in the trash?
Well, you know, the K-cups I sell that I do sell are 100% recyclable.
That's great.
Yeah, but they're a waste of money, and I recommend the refillable K-cups. You can buy them from Amazon and Walmart, and they're pink or purple in color. And I have 5 of them, and I have one for every day of the week. So I grab one, open it up, and by the time I get to that one, the inside of the coffee from 5 days ago is all dried out, and it just dumps real easily in the trash can. Yeah. And then I'd give it a quick rinse, and I pour more coffee in it, put it in the Keurig coffee maker. Next day, I grab another one that's been drying for 4 days. I dump it out, do the same thing, grab the other one, put it on a paper towel, and I just keep doing that for 5 days. And
that's funny.
It's easy to clean out. A lot of people are like, oh, they're paying to clean out because it's got all that wet coffee inside. Well, just let them sit on the counter for 4 days, you know. I got a clean piece of paper towel. I can change it out every couple of days, you know. Oh, yeah. And they work great.
That's great.
You save a lot of money. But before I had the Keurig coffee maker, I used a stainless steel strainer and a piece of paper towel. And I'd pour my coffee grounds in it, and I just pour hot water over it. And I made pour over coffee.
I'm about there. I usually use a French press, but I broke my French press the other day. So I need a new solution.
Yeah, that's those little stainless steel screens, you know, that you can sift flour in it, you know, whatever, or rinse vegetables in it, whatever you want. But I use one. I used one for years, and I put paper towel in it, and you know, you get those half sheets of paper towel. I put them in, you know, 2 different directions, you know, across each other, and I pour the coffee on top. I just pour the hot water over it. It makes a great cup of coffee.
Yeah. I'll have to give that a try.
Yeah, it works good.
Tip.
Yeah. Yeah, during the freeze, people contacted me going, "Hey, I want to make coffee and I have no electricity." I said, "Well, you have a gas stove?" And it's like, "Yeah." I said, "Or they have a, you know, gas, you know, outdoor grill to heat up their water." And they were doing pour over methods, and people were like, "Well, hey, I don't have a grinder. My grinder's, you know, doesn't work." I said, "Well, put your coffee grounds in a plastic Ziploc bag and put a dish towel over it and hammer it with a hammer." You know, and people were doing that during the freeze to get their coffee. Yeah.
I didn't lose power during the freeze, but years ago, when I first moved to Houston, I was out of power for 28 days after Hurricane Ike, and I'll never forget the first hot cup of coffee I had after that. My neighbors had French press, and they had got power back, and so they invited me over after. It was 3 or 4 days. I've never had a better cup of coffee in my life.
Yeah. Well, my favorite coffee to drink is my bourbon pecan coffee, and I love that stuff. But I change it up every few days. I have something different.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have my shop blend coffee, which is 100% Colombian coffee, which is delicious, and I'll drink that like twice a week. And I'll drink 3 cups of bourbon pecan, and I'll have a cup of the shop blend, and then I'll go back to the bourbon pecan. But when I go back to the bourbon pecan, oh man, it's like the best cup of coffee ever. Yeah. But then again, having that cup of Colombian coffee too is just out of sight as well. Or else I'll have a cup of the Honduras blend from Bailey's Brew. That just change it all up, and it always makes your coffee taste that much better. Yeah.
My go-to, I use the chicken scratch dark roast is the one I always make. I like that a lot.
And that's the Bailey's Brew chicken scratch, that dark roast. It's really,
right.
It's a Honduras coffee. It's really good. Yeah. And yeah, that bean went up in price on me big time. I'm like, oh. So, yep. Oh well. But hey, I gotta mention some stuff here real quick. If you own an ugly chicken, go to the podcast page on Facebook and post a picture of it underneath there. Look for Brittany, my chicken. Where's she at here? Oh, there she is. And if your chicken is uglier than Brittany and it has the most likes, you can win a coffee mug from the podcast and a sample bag of coffee as well. So there's a coffee mug. Yep. It says I'm a chickener. So that's what's going on. And then I'm going to keep advertising this until we go September the 9th. We're going to be in Waxahachie, Texas for the Ellis County Poultry Trade Days. Biggest little chicken event in Texas. They have this on twice a year, so we're looking forward to going to that. And we'll be doing a live podcast the day before and the day of, and selling Bailey's Brew Chicken Series coffee. So that'll be fun. So I see there's an event coming up in Norman, Oklahoma in November for chickens. I might have to go to that.
I'm thinking about going to that one in Waxahachie.
You think you might go to it?
I'm thinking about it.
Huh. Oh, shit.
I don't get out. I get out to all kind of stuff for work, trade shows and nursery events. Mm-hmm. We're a member of a nursery trade association, so we go to all their stuff. But there's not a lot of poultry events around anymore, so I hate to miss out on one if it's out there.
Well, what's neat is for years I volunteered the Houston Rodeo, and I volunteered at the Harris County Fair. And I actually worked at the facility where they held the Harris County Fair at Houston Farm Ranch Club. I was their manager out there, and I was also a volunteer. But with all the flooding, they shut down Houston Farm Ranch Club.
Mm-hmm.
And because of where the Houston Farm Ranch Club is actually the Army Corps of Engineers property and it's for flood control. And with all the flooding we've had lately, they've had 6 feet of water over Houston Farm Ranch Club, so they had to shut it down.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and that's where we held the Harris County Fair every year, and that's where we had all the poultry shows and horse shows and everything else. We had dog shows out there. We had people rented the facilities for weddings and parties and birthday parties and everything else, and rodeos and so forth, and barbecue cook-offs, But it's gone now, and you can't do it out there anymore because of flooding. But I don't know if you ever heard of the bar called Tin Hall Saloon.
No, sir.
Well, it's actually the oldest dance hall in Texas. It was until they shut it down, and now the oldest, I believe, is Green Hall up in New Braunfels. But Tin Hall Saloon was actually a hunting lodge back in the 1800s, and eventually turned into a bar and so forth. Well, the owner of it, Fred Stockton, they sold the land because of it's in the Cypress area and all the neighborhoods growing up around it, and they're complaining about noise and everything else. So they knocked it down. He kept a lot of the pictures out of it, and he's rebuilding it out off of 99
Oh, all right.
in the Cypress area, and he's going to rebuild the Houston Farm Ranch Club, I guess, or a facility to hold the Harris County Fair.
That's great.
Yeah, so I'm looking at that as, maybe a future poultry event there.
That would be great. Great. That would be awesome. I think we lost a lot of that poultry stuff just to time, and as you say, the lack of facilities.
Yeah.
But the avian flu that periodically sweeps the world probably didn't help either. I think that shut down some of the last shows. Just became too risky for people. But that's all surmise. That's before my time. But I'd love to have them back.
Yeah, I know. So would I.
There's not enough of that out there, and with the once again rising interest in backyard poultry, now's the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now's the time. Well, we would definitely be interested in something like that. So if you ever get it off the ground or need some help with it, you just let me know.
Oh yeah, I will do so. And then we got to get you to meet the man that was on my last podcast, Howard Davenport.
I would love to have him. I would love to have some access to him. I understand he's a very busy man, but boy, every day I've got people that need help with veterinary care for poultry, and there just is so little of it available that anything that we can pass on to people is of real value.
Yeah. Howard's the wrath of knowledge he has is just unbelievable, Yeah. And then his partner in the what they do, Marissa Weaver, she'll share as well. Yeah. Yep.
Well, I wonder. I guess I need to talk to him about it probably, but we do a lot of classes at Wabash, and we don't have enough animal care classes. Do you think he would be interested in doing a seminar with us?
I think he would. He likes doing those. He goes.
Well, we would love to.
He was just in Oklahoma months ago, judging a poultry event. Yeah.
Okay.
So there's this mega poultry show that's going around the country.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Canadian Poultry Association that puts it on, I believe, and they have 2 shows a year in Norman, Oklahoma. And he was at it just recently, and they have one coming up in November. With my disability, my legs cramp up so easily that I can't drive long distances without having to stop and get out and stretch my legs. It's extremely painful. So me going to Waxahachie this year will be a big test in my driving ability. I love to drive, but it's just tough on my legs driving. And so if I do well driving and so forth to Waxahachie and everything, then I might go to Norman, Oklahoma in November for their show. Yeah, that's a 6-hour drive, but it'd be interesting,
Yeah.
So
we'll have to look at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, and then there's Brazoria Poultry Association. I found out, and they're working on doing some events. I discovered them, and I'm gonna have them on the podcast soon. Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
So, well, I got a ton of work to do today outside in the heat.
You don't have any big 4th of July plans? Gonna have a barbecue for the
I am going to barbecue some chicken.
Oh no.
Not my chickens, but some chicken. Yeah, I love eating chicken. Smoked chicken. Oh, I love it. So speaking of that, for years I have used, I can actually tell you when I started using it. It was in 1994. I started using Tex Joy seasoning. They're out of Beaumont, Texas. And they're known for a steak seasoning that I've been using since 1994. They were one of the sponsors of the Ducks Unlimited banquet in Galveston, Texas. I was there. What's so funny?
I've been to a lot of Ducks Unlimited banquets.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, my father is he's retired now, but he is also a great conservation educator and has been involved in Ducks Unlimited for longer than I've been alive. And
what's your father's
so Chuck Berry. He lives in, so
okay.
you probably never met him.
All right.
But oh boy, I was an editor of Puddler magazine when I was a young man. Puddler was their youth publication.
Yeah, and then they
to review it every month.
yeah. Yeah. So yeah, and then they turned it to they did the green wing teal for kids.
Green Wings, yeah.
Yeah, green wings. But yeah, I was very active in Ducks Unlimited. I was a chairman over the FM 1960 Ducks Unlimited banquet. We would do, but that was during the oil boom. We would do $500,000 in one night in fundraising. You know.
Yeah, it's probably probably a lot easier to get donations during an oil boom in Texas than it is to get money from a bunch of South Dakota farmers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So I actually know some South Dakota farmers. Yeah, I do. But yeah, we were at the Galveston Ducks Unlimited banquet, and Tex Choice Seasoning was one of the sponsors. And in the little bag of goodies we got was a little sample jar of their Tex Choice steak seasoning. And I tried it on some steaks, and it was out of sight. And it's really good. It brings out the flavor of the beef. You know, it's not overwhelming. It's not real thick. You know, it's not like a Montreal steak seasoning where it's got those great big thick granules on it. It's a very fine seasoning. And I use it on my hamburgers and hamburgers and steaks. And it's a really good seasoning. Well, a few years later, I discovered, friends of mine with outdoor gourmet barbecue pits. They did the barbecue pits for Academy stores. He asked me to do seminars for him on cooking. And I'd go to all the Academy stores and teach the employees how to cook on the pits. And I teach the public how to cook on the pits. Well, Tex Choice Seasoning was sold by Academy. So Tex Choice started sponsoring me to use their products. And I discovered their special barbecue seasoning, which is a delicious barbecue seasoning. And that was my number one chicken seasoning. I use it on all my chicken. I use it on my duck and goose as well. And it really tasted good. And I recently went on their website and I discovered Rooster Booster seasoning.
Rooster Booster seasoning? You know, Rooster Booster is a poultry care product.
Right. Well, they have Rooster Booster seasoning.
Okay.
And it's not only delicious, but it actually, I can see it makes the chicken juicier. If you have a good seasoning, you know, it'll keep your juices in your meat and so forth. Just like the steak seasoning does. Well, it does it with this Rooster Booster more so than a special barbecue seasoning. And I'm doing something. I'm gonna smoke some chicken today with it again. It's so good. I smoke it over some oak and some pecan. It's good stuff.
That's where it's at, man. Smoked chicken, good. Smoked turkey, good.
Yep. So yeah, as soon as it starts getting cooler, it's just too damn hot. But when it gets cooler, you can come out here one day on a day off or something like that. I'm gonna have a little get together out here of chickeners.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah. So yep. But yeah, that'll be good. So I better get my butt to work here.
All right.
Yeah.
I got to get my work.
Actually, we had someone pop up on the chat. Oh, it's just a friend of mine, Harp Key. He was up there probably laughing at me wearing that stupid chicken hat. Yeah.
You open every podcast with that?
What's that?
Do you open every podcast with that chicken hat?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah. Why not, you know? I'm going to take that to show when I do shows and everything. I'm going to take it to shows. You know, I might just leave it on during the whole show. Who knows? But it's just something.
It'd be easy to find.
It's just a gimmick, you know?
Sure.
So, yeah. I think it's funny. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to start doing some outside videos of the chickens as well. I'm going to get into doing that as well because I enjoy doing the chickens so much. And Bailey gets along with them and everything. And hey, good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She hangs out. I mean, I got pictures of her inside the Where's that at here? Here she is right here inside the fencing area with the chickens walking around them,
Mm-hmm.
And she gets along with them just fine. She loves her chickens. But yeah, just this morning we were in there with her and she was actually laying on the ground. I was throwing out some chicken scratch for them. And y'all sell that is it supernatural chicken scratch? You sell that?
I don't know that one.
Well, it does have corn in it and everything. A lot of people don't like feeding corn this time of year because they feel it makes their chickens too hot. But it's got some extra seeds in it and so forth that are really good for them. And it's scented. It's almost got like a citrus smell to it.
Huh.
And well, I like it because my roosters go after it, and I don't like my roosters eating layer feed.
Sure.
So the roosters are out there going after it, going nuts after, eating this scratch and so forth I throw out for them. So
We have you tried that Texas Mighty blend from MG? You know about that?
no,
It's a new product for them, and I tell you, boy, it's tearing up the charts. It's a high protein scratch grain, 16% protein. It does have a pellet in it, but it's mostly grains. And boy, I can't hardly keep it in the store. People love it.
really,
Yeah.
huh? But it's a scratch with a pellet in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's boy, what's in it? I know there's sunflower seeds in it, corn, wheat, milo, probably some oats. I think it's the pellet that's giving it the extra protein, but boy, the chickens are just eating it up. They love it.
I'll have to look into that. So what's that sell per bag?
Oh, don't make me a liar. I think $26.99.
$26.99.
It's a 50-pound bag. I also sell it by the pound.
Yeah.
$1 a pound.
Yeah. Do y'all do any do you do any custom mixes of your own in the way of seeds or anything?
No. I've got, I mean, aside from your regular poultry feeds, we've got the Mighty Blend by the pound, regular MG Scratch by the pound, layer, grower, and I sell in bags or also by the pound, safflower, sunflower. I'm gapping on them now. A few other feed seeds and a lot of seeds for planting as well.
Yeah. So you do have seed. You have you mix any of your seeds for planting? You do any custom mixes or anything?
No, but we'll have some. I mean, we've got some forage crops, like we've got clover, and when it gets a little cooler, we'll have a couple of different plot mixes, the Super Buck, and probably that layer blend as well that we sell. We sell those by the pound. Most of our customers are using small quantities of that stuff, but if anyone's interested, I can get bags as well.
Yeah, feed store by me, they actually do some custom blends of seeds they do themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they're
They
making.
must have a big old tumbler or something to mix all that stuff together. We just got hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're little guys in the feed business.
You know what's good is the electric. You ever seen the cement mixers you can buy?
Mm-hmm.
They make the little electric ones, and they use them for doing ceramic tile and such.
Yeah.
They're great for mixing seed, but they're also great for flavoring coffee.
Okay.
Yeah. The plastic.
I have to look into that.
The plastic like cement mixers, but they're actually used for like mixing grout and stuff like that for ceramic, tile and all that. Yeah, but they work great for roasting, flavoring coffee. But at the same time, you can use it for mixing seed. But I know they make quite a bit of money off that seed they sell because I mean, that's not cheap. Yeah. Yep. So, yeah. Well, hey, great show today. I thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Pleasure.
Yeah, good time. And I'll keep you in touch about the Waxahachie show. Let you know what's going on.
Yeah, please do. If you got my email, if you want to just email me a link to that or something, I'll check it out. I'm interested in that.
Yeah. If you want to get a booth out there, I know they have some booth space opens and still, or maybe we can work on it together somehow.
Yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, I could always use a hand. So, all righty. We thank you once again.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You have a great 4th of July.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.